everyone. This is RAND, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, April 25, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call and all the rest tonight after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Things to talk about, and why all of a sudden here in America they're asking people to make babies. Question is brought up on occasion: if we're all this powerful, then why aren't all of us happy, healthy, and wealthy? Well, that's a good question. The challenge is that we don't know that we are already. So we interject, we take thoughts, we give them energy, because at first it's just a thought. It doesn't matter what the thought is. It's just a thought. It's passing through the electrical synapses of the brain. That's it. It's just a thought. Until we give it energy. And then we pull it into our reality and we experience it. Now, none of us are exempt from it. We do it, some more than others. It's in between. But what is it based upon? It's based upon what we have learned, been programmed, family, friends, strangers, events, workmates, you name it, throughout our lives. I mean, this is why it's interesting. When the body gets to a certain point, a status, or whatever you want to call it, and it's deteriorated to a certain extent, we become withdrawn. We start believing that we are not, we can't do this, we can't do that because of this age and that age. And you're having this because it's aging, and it happens with everybody with aging. And so we give it the power. We give it the energy. It's not like we do it on purpose. It's not like we know we're doing it. But it's unconscious. We give it the power. And then it begins to accelerate. And then we're totally focused. Whether we show it or not, we're focused on, how much longer. I've heard this happen so long. How many people have told me this through the years? I don't know how much longer I have. Instead of saying, I am so grateful to be in this body in this very moment, in this very now. And gratitude is super powerful. It kicks out the vermin, is what I call them. The vermin are thoughts that come in that causes us to focus on things that aren't that pleasant. We focus on them, we do it, we visit them. They're just not that pleasant. We've learned things from them, but we still do it. If you reverse everything, and you begin to realize that what you've been taught, or whatever, however you want to say it, is backwards, okay? And it has nothing to do with the people who taught you or the experiences you've had. It's what our intentions are and how we actually conjure, manifest things. We start to comprehend the fact that, wait a minute, this seems backwards. I'm a omnipotently powerful, supreme, manifesting, abundant being that never dies in this body. Why would I have all of this stuff that weighs heavy on me? Why would I have that? And this is how we start connecting the dots. One step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And you begin to pick things up, and you move within yourself. and you decide to do it. It might not be a lot at first, might just be a tad, but you decide to do it anyway. And then you start connecting with things that are actually quite exciting. And you begin to realize things. And you start to get real clear instead of foggy. And you go, what would we do if in this life, if everybody was walking backwards? Wouldn't that be wild? Everywhere you look, they're walking backwards. That's what we're doing in these lives that we incarnate into. Because again, we don't have any reference, so we wing it. We wing it from the very beginning. And we wing it all through the life. Now, I know we don't have a lot of time in these bodies. We're fortunate if we make it to 90. And that's a drop in the bucket. But somehow to be able to pick up the scent of the God within us and to be drawn and committed to commune with the God that we are within these bodies. Are we separate? No. It is a grand illusion that's been created to give us the impression that we are separate. Is that a negative? No, it's not negative. We begin to realize that we are not separate. When you go about the course of your day, week, month, year, when you interact with people, are you interacting with the God within them, who they truly are, or the material physical, the body? It's a question to ask yourself, not in judgment, but inquisition. You're inquiring because you're curious. When I meet people, do I look on the surface, the body, material, physical, or am I interacting with the God within them? The God within that body is who and what they are, not the body. But see, that's another part of it, because when we interact with others, usually it is the body. The eye contact, the shaking the hands, the hug, whatever. It's the body that we're interacting with. Some of us begin to realize that, okay, when we begin to comprehend that we are not the body, we are the God within the body. We are the pure consciousness. We are the heaven. We are the kingdom of God. See, all these things throughout the ages were posed to us. And we embraced them. Everything is outside of us. When you want something, or you want to acquire or achieve something, right? You're taught that you have to go out there and you've got to do it out there. And so that's what people do. They go out there and they do it. Doesn't mean they don't reach certain goals and they don't achieve certain accomplishments. But in actuality, it's the opposite. We are the power, each of us in these bodies. Doesn't it make sense that we attract what we want? We attract it. Okay? It's like we're these super powerful spiritual magnets. And when we focus our energy, we draw things to us. Makes sense. And we begin to realize that we must keep our vibrational frequency at a high level. How do you do that? How the heck do you do that in today's life and all the stuff that's whirling around? The ups, the downs, the ins, the outs. How the heck do you do that? You're in a constant state. Constant. I'm not talking about once in a while or for certain situations. You're in a constant state of deep eternal gratitude. Constant. All the time. Never. It's not intermittent, or when something happens, or it is all the time. And why do we do this? It shifts our vibrational frequency. It opens up the conduit of the vibrational frequencies of this universe in high abundance. And see, abundance is quite interesting, because everybody talks about abundance, how it's like now they're throwing around numbers that they don't even understand, 50 billion, 20T, this and that. And they just don't comprehend how much that is. And abundance means that it's moving, undulating, constantly moving and flowing. Not sterile and stagnant and crammed into a corner so that you can stack more and more and more. And it never goes anywhere, and it never does anything in most cases. See? But abundance is about movement and flow, right? And embracing abundance and knowing that every one of us are abundance. We move and flow. We're the God, for goodness sakes. We create. Majorly. Did the collective consciousness create this planet? Absolutely, without a question of a doubt. Did they create the solar system and all the other planets and all the other celestial bodies throughout this universe and all the other connecting universes? Absolutely. No doubt about it. Why? Why the heck would the collective consciousness just create all this stuff? Well, so the gods can have one heck of a good time experiencing, creating and experiencing. That's why it's all done. This is why it's done this way. All of it, everything contained within it and outside of it. That's what it's about. Are we separate from the planets, the gods that we are? No. You're the planet, planet's you. Again, we go back to the drop of water, the ocean water, the golden water holds the essence of the ocean. That drop goes into the ocean, you become the ocean. Whenever you see anything that catches your breath, right? That's the God that I am. It has nothing to do with ego mind, because you're not in ego mind when you're doing this. It's like these meditations. When you go into this meditation, you have a comfortable area for you. You have no external distractions. You begin to relax into your body, because that's the only way you're going to relax your body, by leaning and moving into it. Relax into your body. You then become as still as a statue, and you focus on your breath rising and falling. Where does that move you? The now. Because in the now is total silence. There's nothing but silence. And that's where the God is, that you truly are. Now you can imagine when all of us, we're on this like high velocity race. And everyone is doing everything they can to get to the finish. Okay? Interestingly enough, there never will be a finish. Energy can't be destroyed. Use energy against energy, right? Where does the energy go? Changes form. So you can't destroy energy, because everything's energy. See, someone will say, well, that blows up and that's destroyed, or, look at all this damage. And you're saying to me that you can't destroy energy. No, because all that is energy in different forms. has molecular activity and molecular structure. Everything does. Some of the molecular molecules are very slow. And the slower they get, the more the surface appears to be solid. And then the more they get excited, right? More and more they get excited, the surface appears to not appear. You can excite the molecules in such ways that would blow your mind. And direct them. Why? Because you're pure energy. You're the purest form of energy in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. You are the purest form. So doesn't it make sense? Yeah, okay. So we're a little in an illusion of separation. We don't have much really comparisons. We're kind of in this amnesia thing. So where's the God? The God's within us. So what do? Meditate. We meditate. We go into the peaceful state, the quiet. Nothing's happening. You're just being. You're not really out there, you're not doing and got to get this. You're just being in a state of complete silence and stillness. That's what you're doing. And you do that because you want to connect with the God that you are, and you want to be in peace. The other part, the material physical world, we know what that is. We know what it is. We all play in it. So you imagine you get to a level of clarity where you say, well, then I can really fulfill my desires and wants. I can. Or the God. It can fulfill that through these bodies. And it just depends on how we want to design it. And everybody's different, in a way, perspective-wise, how they were programmed, they were growing up. So, doesn't mean that Bill over here has designed his life, and then Mary over here designs her life. Doesn't mean they're the same. They aren't. The diversity is absolutely magnificent. So these bodies are created so that we can enter them and experience material, physical form, the emotions and everything. And we use the body, as powerful of gods that we are, we use the body, we direct the mind, through the heart. We direct the mind through the heart. If we get into ego mind, it becomes very muddled and very irritating. But in heart-mindedness, it's a total different ballgame. So we can direct the mind from the heart. And as we direct the mind, it no longer has championed us. It's no longer our master when that occurs. It adheres to the direction of the heart-mind. So you'll use it for a while as a tool, and then eventually it discovers peace. And then it just kind of leans back in the background, and slowly but surely it fades out. It's an illusion anyway. But see, this is why we're all here. You really want to know? Is to rediscover the gods that we are in these bodies. And not only that, connecting all the dots. Okay, so you're a omnipotently powerful being. You can direct the energies in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Why? Because you are the energy. Focused consciousness draws everything to you. I'm not talking about obsessing, fixating, heavily attached, worried, stressed, and fearful. I'm talking about the opposite, where you're just constantly surrendering and letting go. This is how powerful it isn't a mirage. It's not an illusion. It is fact. Every one of us are omnipotently powerful beings in these bodies. And we've just been taught wrong. And it isn't the people's fault that taught us, because they were taught the same way. It's not about wrong or right, really. It's just that we were taught in a way that makes everything reverse. It really is. It's like walking backwards in life. And then, is that a challenge for us? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you couldn't have a more challenging scenario than we do when we come into these bodies. Okay? We've designed it as gods, I'm telling you. We come into these baby bodies, the baby body is totally vulnerable. The physical part, very vulnerable. Has to be cared for, protected, all of that. Why is that? So that we learn, we do that for the baby body, we do it for ourselves. That's why you'll hear me say a lot, it's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you discovering who and what you are within that body. It's stop judging yourself, stop being hard on yourself, stop ridiculing yourself at times. Be as gentle and kind 24/7 with yourself as much as you can. Be in deep gratitude as much as you can. Have it front and center. After a while, it becomes front and center. You don't have to, I got to do this. It's automatic. You don't. It goes into, it's automated. And we begin to love ourselves truly, not superficially, deeply, eternally. I'm not talking about romantic love. Romantic love is a small part of that, believe it or not. This is a love beyond all loves. This is a deep, eternal love which comes from where? The gods that we are. It's the true essence of our creation. And if you take, and I've had this question brought up, if you take a real, like let's just say a bad being, really bad being, and you were to focus deep eternal love to that being, they would go through a metamorphosis. Now, I've also talked about that when the soul is corrupted. When the soul is corrupted, it has to go into a kind of a cocoon, a light energy cocoon for a while, so it can be healed. See, now how does that happen? It happens, okay, let's put it this way. There's a lot of things that we are not aware of about who and what we are yet. Where? And they don't really believe that they're a God in the body. This is why they follow dark influences. So if they get into it too much, it's like us rushing. When we rush, in a way it damages the soul. It's not much different for them. They begin to corrupt the soul through their material, physical, organic actions, belief systems. And it's got to be really intense, okay? You can meet bad people, right? And then you could meet pure evil people. Pure evil. Now, many of us don't know what that is. Well, it's the old adage, you have to witness it or experience it to really know. And I would recommend that nobody experiences that. Nobody. It's not. It isn't. Even out of your curiosity, your childlike curiosity, it's. Let's put it this way. There's no way you would want to anyway, because it is so dank and dense and heavy and pulling to be around it. And I've shared it, but I've been more than once in a room with pure evil, a group of pure evil, that literally acted like, fun and happy and joyous and everything. But, we all feel frequencies from others, because we're all one. So that shouldn't be a surprise. So we feel these energies. Some of us can put two and two together and know without judging. You say, that's a dark being. I'm not gonna be around them. I choose not to be around them. And so some of them do corrupt the soul because they are so dank and also evil in the material physical world. So what happens to them when they leave the body? They're taken and put into a light vessel, the best way to describe it. It's all light. There's nothing hard or hard surfaces or mechanical. It's all light. And it envelops them. They go into the soul, the ball of light, right? It's interesting. You can look at the soul, or the God within the soul, the ball of light, and you can see fractures, really, really fine hairline fractures in the ball of light. And so it's enrobed in a super powerful, deep, eternal, loving, golden, white, pink light. And it's not the colors that you would look at on this planet. It's the richness of the colors, the depth, and the spectrum of the color frequency is totally different. And so when that happens, those fractures disappear. And it could take 3 days or it could take a few years. It just depends. And so then what happens? The soul is whole. The God. No fractures or anything. What about the evil? Gone completely, washed. Gone. What about any memory of it? Not there. The memory's not there. It doesn't exist. There isn't. See, we're not, and it gets confusing. Okay, so we're gods in a physical material form, body, right? Flesh, blood, bones. And so we correlate that with this body, that the body is what? Well, it's emotional, laugh, cry, make love, have sex, so many different things. And it kind of goes over the line, and we believe that, well, when you leave the body, you have the same thing. Now it's a total different ballgame. So when we are the God in our true form, do we have memory? Not like you would believe that we, like in our brains, the cerebral cortex, where the memory pathways are, where we store memory. Not like that. Why? Because we are all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, forever. Which means at any time we can literally plug into all that there is, all the knowledge, everything, all of it, that's created through all the experiences of all the species and civilizations throughout existence and beyond. That's how phenomenal it is. And you know what? All of us will eventually come to that comprehension. That we, at any time, at any point, can just plug right into it. Well, that's why I say plug right into it. We are it. We just open up to it. You'll know all of it. All of the gurus, all the sages, all the saints, everything throughout the ages. You will know what they knew. Not a joke. You will know what they know. Right now, we're in this kind of like a make-believe hodgepodge of a material physical experience. And we get seduced. Well, of course, we have this amnesia thing, right? But we get seduced. The feelings, the emotions and everything. This is what connects us and attaches us so that when we get to a point of leaving the body, it becomes scary, frustrating, depressing, sad, whatever. Right? Instead of joyous. Because we know that none of us have any separation at all from each other as the gods that we are. The only thing that appears to be separate is the body. Right? So it's really ironic is that we ask for what? We ask for things. We want things, whatever. It could be a physical, material, spiritual. It's just a huge plethora. And so what happens is that we don't know that we are the center. We are the focus. We are the power. We are the center. We are the focus. We are the power. We always have been, always will be, ever beyond, and forever. There's no question about it. It isn't even debatable. And we're here to reestablish our presence as gods in these bodies, the pure consciousness of the cosmos. We're everything and anything and nothing. And yet we're in these bodies in this amnesia, no memory. And we float around and go through the life. And the reason we keep doing it, okay, is this question has come up. The reason we keep doing it is why? Because we don't remember. We don't remember. This is why we keep doing it. Now watch what happens when we regain our awareness and memories. See? And we're not in judgment, and we're in heart-mindedness. And we have embraced the gods that we are. Now that's a different ballgame. That's when you say, okay, you create the life that you want. Literally, you design. Hook, line, sinker, you design the whole thing. You design your future. You can change your destiny. Because you're the power. Nobody else. It's like all of us are power. Pure, unmitigated power. Deep, eternal, of the highest frequency in existence and beyond. And what would change? Everything would change. This planet would have 100% life back when it only has 1% left. We would change everything. It's like we would create a new tapestry and a whole new existence. And we would be able to do it because we will have discovered who and what we are truly so. Now, would we just incarnate once? I incarnated once. I did it for so many years. Probably not, because we will want to do certain things and many different directions. And especially when your body becomes immortal, that's a whole different avenue. So in the quietness of this meditation, realize that you're the power. This isn't a joke. It's not something that's going to fade away because it's within you. Period. And all we're doing is we're rediscovering the direction and path to connect the dots, to reestablish our full comprehension and clarity that we're omnipotently powerful, supreme manifesting beings that never die. And we're using these bodies in the material physical world to experience that. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return and close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain relaxed into your body, still as a statue, focused on your breath rising and falling. Tapping into the infinite source, I would say, is not that easy. It is effortless. Just be still and go within. Stay there and explore the deepest silence you can imagine. Observe the mind. Listen to the thoughts. Soon you will glimpse the reality. And in one instant, you will understand the most powerful realization of all. Who you truly are. After one moment of this, you will see you have the power to manifest everything you think. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We will return here tonight after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call and all the rest. And Saturday, April 26, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. I will be on the PAO webinar this Sunday. You can go to our website, weareonelightforall.net, and under Time for Change calls, the information will be there. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.